scientists directly. You can find the names of the scientists on their website. You can reach out to them via their website or through LinkedIn, whatever suits you. You can drop them a note that you are interested in a project under them. And if they find your profile interesting, then yeah, of course, they'll accept the application. And then there's an interview process that you have to clear. And then, yeah, that's how you basically, this is the process of applying to DRDO and even ISRO, because I had applied to both DRDO and ISRO, and same applicable for any research internship that you might be interested in. For international research internship, CGPA matters, and also the college to some extent. I'm not very sure because I did not clear any of those, but you should definitely give it a try. And there are some other research internship in IITs or triple ITs. You can one latest thing that I found out, that you can reach out to our seniors, those who are professors at IIT or triple ITs. They'll definitely help you to get a research internship at the institute. Yeah, that's pretty much about research internship. You can start applying after your second year itself if you have done some research project, or not basically research project, but some anything apart from development you have done, you can apply to these research organizations.
So right after the second year has been completed, we can apply for the research both abroad, for the research internships abroad, and both in the country as well.
Yes, correct. And one thing I'll like to point out here, I have seen a lot of my friends, those who are not from tier 1 colleges, cracking a research internship at NSU. That's an institute in Singapore. So yeah, that can be highlighted here, that if someone wants to do a research internship, international one, then yeah, you should definitely check this out. I'm not sure about the dates and all, because it's been almost 2 to 3 years, and I don't remember the exact date, but yeah, you can find it out anytime and then apply. Do not miss this chance at all.
Yeah, the sound is all good now. Abrajyoti Kundu says, nothing is audible from Riju Chatterjee. Can you update us? I got 2 comments. In one comment, it was mentioning that the sound is all good.
Yes, the sound.
And in one comment, Riju Chatterjee. Sorry, Orko?
The sound problem is solved now. Everything is.
The sound problem has been solved. Okay, Sarthak Chatterjee also just mentioned the problem has been solved. Okay. So now that the sound problem has been solved, moving ahead to the next question. Before participating in a Smart India Hackathon, where your team won a sum of 75,000 rupees, can you give us a slight idea about the hackathons in general, about the prerequisites one should have, or the things to keep in mind before participating in such competitions?
Oh, okay. So hackathon is one of my favorites. Like, if I would go back in college, what I would do is participate in a lot more hackathons that I already did. I started participating in hackathon right from second year. The starting one was Microsoft IoT hackathon, and then I continued participating a lot after that. So there's no such specific criteria for participating in any of the hackathons. Like, so what the traditional way is that you get a problem statement. Let's suppose, I think most of you must have gone through any of the hackathons that are listed on Hacker Earth. So here you'll find plenty, like numerous amount of hackathons taking place by all the different companies. So they give you a problem statement. Then first step is to come up with a solution to those problem statement. So first step is, like, you'll reach out to them with your problem statement and how you're going to solve that problem. If your idea for that problem statement is shortlisted, you go to the next round where you actually develop that product, whatever you mentioned in your ideation phase. And then, finale is all about judging whatever applications that you have made. So this is the step-by-step process to get started with any hackathons. So Smart India Hackathon, I think after we participated and won a lot, other also started participating in SIH. I think
exactly.
2019 we won the hackathon. So you have to come up with a solution and there is no like a restriction that you should be from this college or that college, or you should have done this project or that project. They only care about what solution you come up for the problem
Okay.
statement that you have posted. And let me mention one more important point. Hackathon is a great way to get a job or an internship. Like I did not know this earlier. Had I known this earlier, I would have made the most out of it. The first internship that I got was at IBM, and that was through a hackathon only. And in final year, I think I got 4 to 5 job offers only because of the hackathons I participated in. So
That's really commendable.
yeah, that like, don't miss the chance. And you can find the hackathons on Hacker Earth. SIH is one of them. Then there are many other hackathons that keep on taking place. You can check out TechGeek as well. So they have like entire hackathon series. I think they start that in April, and then that continues till 2 to 3 months. And then you can find other hackathons on Hacker Earth. Skillenza is one of the other platform. And yeah, that's pretty much about hackathons. So make the most out of it.
So the first, hello, am I audible?
Yes, Abhishek, you are. Yes, Abhishek, you are audible.
Yeah, so I was saying that regarding the first hackathon that you mentioned, that you had participated when you were in second year or when you had completed second year?
No, I was in second year back then.
Sorry.
So there's no specific criteria, as I already mentioned. You can start.
Only I can't hear you. There seems to be an issue. Hello.
Hello, am I audible now?
I think the voice is breaking. Orko, can you please see into this? Can you hear Kumaldi?
Yes, I can hear you, Abhishek.
I also can hear you. I think there is a problem from your side. Everything is
Hello.
fine actually.
I can't hear anyone. Should I rejoin?
Yes, you should rejoin.
Yes.
I don't know why it is not functioning.
Everyone of
Hello.
us
Hi,
can hear you.
Abhishek. We can hear
I'm
you.
assuming I am audible, so I'll move on to the next question. Although I can't hear your side, but I guess viewers are able to hear you. So moving on to the next question, how much different was the process to apply and selection at Coal India, as you had interned at Coal India as well, as compared to DRDO, where you directly applied to the website? And some advice for students who are currently looking to apply for off-campus internships.
Okay.
Or
So
who just messaged that I'm audible. Okay, there's some issue, I can't hear you. Okay, Didi, continue please.
yeah. So for Coal India, there was not a lot of criteria at all, I would say. It was just because I, like, there was a website project that, so I got to know about that from my father because he works at Coal India. So yeah, that was not a very difficult task to get an internship at Coal India. I think you can directly apply to the HR department and they'll directly shortlist you, and then you can join the training straight after that. So for other companies, so I have 3 criterias. Like first of all, getting an internship at a startup. Second of all, the MNCs, and research internships. So for getting an internship at startup, what I have seen is that you should be pretty much good with development. Development, as in it can be either website development or Android application development. For uh, internship at the industries like the MNCs, so there is not like recently have seen a trend that Microsoft, Amazon, and Google, they have started hiring off campus. I'm not sure because in second year I was not very active on LinkedIn because so I don't know ki the situation was same earlier or not. But recently I have seen that a lot of companies have started coming up with coding challenges on Hacker Earth that I have already mentioned, and they hire directly through those coding challenges. So
Okay, so they hire directly from over there.
yes, yes. Either through the hackathon or the coding challenges that they organize on Hacker Earth. And Amazon, Microsoft, and Google. Yes, I recently read that Google is hiring interns for second and third year. Go do apply for that. The deadline is 10th August, if I remember well. So these companies either like there is a very less chance that you can get an internship via employee referral, because the internship process is slightly different in MNCs over here. They prefer hiring interns from on campus. But recently I have seen a trend. So for that, you have to be active on LinkedIn. Let me tell you, LinkedIn is a very, very important source for all the informations that you'll get. Because earlier, like we don't used to get a lot of updates from the TNP cell for internship and all. But I have seen recent changes in college, and that is really, really very good. So be active on LinkedIn. If you find any internship opening, just reach out to the recruiters directly, or you can reach out to the employees for their referral. So coming to the internship, research internship that I had already mentioned in the first question, so I won't repeat that again. So these are three different internships that you can go for. So the challenges that I see here is, for a startup, you have to reach out to the recruiters or the employees working over there. If you are good at development, you'll definitely grab an internship at startup. So some of the portals that I found useful for applying at startups were Internshala, first of all, though the quality of internship is not very good there. So second one is AngelList. Do check that out. They have a lot of trendy startups like Lenskart, then Go IBIBO. They post their openings there. So definitely check AngelList. And you can reach out to the recruiters directly for internship opening at the startup. But getting shortlisted in initial step is very difficult because we don't have a college tag. Oh, definitely that one can get shortlisted. I'm not saying that nobody can do that, but it is difficult. So I have a very special thing to say here that I really didn't know till my third year. So that is contributing to open source. I think a lot of you must have heard of Google Summer of Code. So they don't have any criteria like shortlisting your resume or things like that. What you can do is, I'll share a step-by-step plan for contributing in open source. I think maybe in a separate topic, but you can definitely get an internship. I won't say it's a kind of internship that is contributing to open source. Some of the open source challenges are Google Summer of Code, and there's another challenge that has come up recently, that is Girls Script Summer of Code. So in this, both boys and girls can participate, but there are some other open source challenges like the Outreachy program and Railgirl Summer of Code that is exclusively for women in tech, because maybe they don't feel very confident competing with the boys. So yes, there is another program especially for girls. So girls, do check that out. Do participate in Rails Girl Summer of Code and Outreachy program. Both Outreachy and GSOC is similar, but the criteria is only distinguished by the fact that it's only for women. So it's comparatively easier, I would say, to crack that. So yes,
Okay.
the stipend is really, really handsome. I think above 1 lakh per month if you complete the project on time. So
Okay.
do check
Thank you,
GSOC
Neetu.
and
And
other
there's
open
one
source.
more thing that we wanted to ask you. That one of the basic fundamental problems that we face is that how to prepare your resume in the most efficient way, in the most optimum way, and the difficulties faced in getting an internship in general.
Okay. So, getting your resume shortlisted is a difficult criteria, let me tell you, because in second year, I had faced a lot of rejections. I don't even need to get a chance to be interviewed. But in third year, I saw that as I started adding hackathons and projects and other internship in my resume, I saw that I was getting a chance to get interviewed by I would say topmost startups like Urban Clap, Lenskart. They directly shortlisted me based on my resume. So if you are someone in first year or second year, learn a skill, uh, make a small project on whatever you have learned. Let's suppose you have learned Android application development, make an application, deploy it on Play Store, and then these are the showcase that on LinkedIn, and then yeah, this is how you can get noticed by the recruiters. You can contribute open source. That's I'll say that again and again, that contributing in open source can change your life. If you contribute to any of the
Okay.
organization, you get noticed very, very easily. So I got to know this in my final year and could not contribute to GSOC because I had other priorities back then. But if you're in first year, second year, just start contributing open source. You'll by default start getting a lot of opportunities. So add open source contribution in your resume. Add the hackathons that you have participated in your resume. Because yeah, I remember this doubt that I had in my first year, and I asked this to one of my seniors that I don't have anything to
Okay.
write in my resume. So didn't answer my question back then because that sounds very silly.
Okay.
You start with
Okay.
learning something, make a project, make sure that it is live, post it somewhere, and showcase that on LinkedIn. You can easily get noticed by this. And yeah, participating in competitive coding, like on CodeChef, on CodeForces, and yeah, CodeChef directly hires Directai and ShareChat. They directly hire through the challenges over on CodeChef. I think there's
Yeah,
a change.
definitely.
There's a change in plan in currently because CodeChef is now acquired by an academy, so I'm not very
Sure,
sure.
sure. Mhm.
Media.net, DirectEye, and ShareChat, they're hiding or not, but
Mhm.
this competitive coding is also one of the way that you can get noticed. I think Somik is the best example for that. He cracked Google
Yes, yes,
only because of competitive coding. But what
yes.
if you're
There's just one area he focused on.
Yes, correct. So that was he was in my batch, and before that, I did not have anyone whom I can I can look upon and follow their roadmap. So I myself found competitive coding very difficult. Trust me, very difficult. What the problem with competitive coding is that if you're not very good at it, being from our college where companies do not come directly on campus, it becomes slightly difficult for your resume to get shortlisted. But if you have development project, open source contribution, you'll definitely get referrals by someone working in an organization, and also you'll be shortlisted by the recruiters.
Okay. And since you mentioned that, there's another question that be it web dev, app dev, or competitive programming, or any other special domain, in which year, first year, second year, third year, should you think? Do you think that one should go ahead and pursue his area of specialization? Like one should fully prepare. Like, okay, from first year itself, I have decided that I'm going to commit myself to web dev. So when should this period occur? In first year, second year, third year?
A very nice question, and I am seeking the same answer till now. Because see, there's no such time when you can exactly think of ki abhi kya karna hai. Like first year is all about experimenting. So keep experimenting. Learn machine learning if you find it interesting. Go ahead with it. Learn Android. If you don't find it interesting, just leave it. So you have lots of option in college. Suppose if now I'm working on a C++ project, I don't like it. I cannot leave it suddenly. Like they're just fired from here. So in college, this is the best part about being in college. You can start learning anything. If you don't like it, just don't continue with it. Learn something new. And computer science is such an interesting topic that you have plenty of options available. Like in backend, you have a lot of option. In frontend, you have another set of options: React, Angular, and I don't know, a lot of other frameworks to explore. So first year is all about exploring not only computer science, but also you can explore if you are either interested in computer science or not. You might be good at something else. Like suppose if I'm good at marketing and I'm trying to do coding, so I won't be very successful in that field. So first year, keep on experimenting, experiment as much as you can. It's great that you find something that you're passionate about in first year. I did not find, and I'll say I haven't found it yet. So keep experimenting in first year. Second year, keep on trying more. Third year, be focused on the internship that you want to apply, because third year ka internship is quite critical for if you go to apply for jobs and all. So they'll focus more on your third year wala internship project. So that's a bit critical.
That has got a considerable weight.
Yes, it has got. And other internship as well, I won't say, but yeah, third year wala internship discussion goes till around 45 minutes, I would say. So
Wow.
work on that, consider it as very important one. And don't worry if you don't get any internship at all, because just keep on trying. If you get one, that's well and good. If you don't get one, I have shared that open source wala thing, that do try that out. In that, you have no
Mhm.
shortlisting criteria. You just have to be good at whatever you do. You'll definitely get a chance there.
Yes, and it's a very good thing to mention on your resume.
Yes, yes, correct, correct. You get noticed by a lot of other people in tech and by recruiters. And they also organize a lot of other challenges, I would say. I remember Force Asia, they organize other challenges as well. So do participate in them. Keep on participating, keep on experimenting, and as much as you can in college, because you have a lot of time in college. I really feel jealous of
Yes.
you all.
Okay. Didi, now you are a technology analyst at Credit Suisse, if I'm pronouncing that right,
Yeah.
which is an amazing company to start your career with. So, what a day at your role looks like now that you have completed 1 year.
Okay, so basically, a technology analyst is similar as a software engineer. So in banks, in all investment banks, the segregation is like analyst, then ENO, then associate vice president, then director. Just to, in order to handle the office politics, they have, divided these criteria. So it's equivalent to a software engineer. So my role is I work on trading applications, so high frequency trading applications, so mostly in C# and C++. So
Okay.
contributing to the projects, and there are a lot of other opportunities as well. Some international projects that I contribute in, and that's out of my interest. So here also you'll get a lot of other options apart from your own team ka project. So if you're interested here, you can participate a lot. And even this opportunity I got through hackathon. So let me tell you, hackathon is I think the most important criteria to get a job straight out of college, be it in any of the companies.
And since you're mentioning hackathons, there's just one thing I want to mention more, that you had also participated in Amdocs, if I'm not wrong.
Yes,
And there you had made it to the top 10, and that was a solo event. That was not a team event like SIH.
Yes. Yeah, basically we could form a team of 1 to 4 members. So I reached out to all of my friends, and they were least interested. Final year hai, teko kyun participate karna? You have got so many other jobs. So focus on that, relax kar thoda. But then this was the best part of my life, I would say. Like I don't know how many of you have faced imposter syndrome. It's like you reach a certain stage and you feel like you were not capable of reaching here. Like even now, sometimes I feel that I don't deserve all these. Maybe I just got here because of my luck. So that was the best thing that I could do. So I thought, let's explore this. Let's go alone. Like I did not make any team. Back when I was in college, it was very difficult to find a technology enthusiastic people to form a team with. So what I did was I started getting connected to my friends, those who were in my school, or I did my 11th, 12th from Kota. So I reached out to them, team with them, because I could not get anyone in my college. So formed team with them and started participating in hackathons. If you don't get anyone, just be a one-man army. If you're interested in something and you don't find a partner for that, go alone. Explore that alone. So in Amdocs Hackfest, I was participating all alone, and I was really surprised that I reached to top 10. That was really very surprising for me. Even the recruiters were like, "Bhai, tum ghabra mat jana, because you are one only in the team. You're going to present your solution." So yeah, and participating in hackathons adds a plus point to your resume. Like recently, when I was changing my team within my organization only, so they saw my resume and they were like, "Oh God, you have participated in so many hackathons. Keep it up." And that was the first impression that everyone has about you, because they see you as a technology enthusiast. So
and regarding the imposter syndrome that you mentioned, nobody thinks that you got this just out of mere luck. Looking at the list of your achievements, we are sure that you got it because you deserved it. It's already 6:34. We have more than 40 people watching, and Orko had messaged me that the first part where I mentioned the team name, that at that part my audio was somewhat not very audible. So
Okay.
I'll just repeat that part, our whole body of the cell. So our principal sir is our mentor, Dr. Saurav Kumar Das, and Professor Dr. Santanu Das is our chairman. Professor Barun Mandal sir is our secretary. Professor Mohammad Iqbal Qureshi sir is our treasurer. And in the student body, from MTech we have Avas Kumar Sahada. From NCA we have Subhashish Biswasta. From IT we have Vishal Kumar, Anirvan De, and Rishabh Gupta. From EC we have Indrashish Mandal. From Mechanical we have Arik Chattopadhyay, Saptarshi Ghosh, and Saptarshi Bondopadhyay. From CSE, we have Prerna Thakur and Devsmita Mukherjee. From Electrical, we have Sushovan Chaki and Sanju Biswas. Other than that, in the advisory board, we have Abhishek Goin, Chief TPR of Training and Placement Cell, Subrata Kundu, Additional Secretary of E-Cell, and finally in the Apex body, Avinav Ghosh from EC is our Additional Secretary, there from Electrical, and myself, Abhishek Singh from CSE, are the Joint Secretaries. I had mentioned this all in the first part itself, but I think I was on mute or something. The audio was not very sufficient. Anyway, moving ahead, let me check if there are any new comments or not. Let me refresh this. And I would like to repeat again that since this is not going to be just a session between us, but this opportunity is for all of you. So if you have any query and if you want to ask it, then please comment it right away. And of course, there's no bar on language, English, Hindi, Bengali, in whichever you are comfortable. Okay, I just noticed that the time is already 6:35.
Yeah.
Thank you for so much of your time, Didi. And thank you for your time, Komaldi. And I hope everybody will start working and implementing on the points for their betterment. And for all the viewers also, thank you for your time. We will back with another session with another alumni, with their story, with their journey. Till then, follow all the updates on our Facebook page. And Didi, from in the last, any message from your side to everyone? One last general message, of the positive notes.
Yeah, sure. So keep on applying, keep on exploring what you're passionate about. If you fail in the beginning, it doesn't matter at all, because you'll definitely learn from your failures. If you fail at certain interviews, don't get disheartened. Yeah, feel free to feel sad for 5 to 10 minutes, but that's it. Learn from that mistake.
Just 10 minutes, not more than that.
Yeah, there's no use of wasting time, because you'll get like I got rejected, I think more than 100 companies or interviews. Like, so it's my habit to get rejected, learn from it.
That means you applied for those many companies.
Yeah,
you kept trying, right?
I think I have applied to all the companies that are out there. So yes, keep on applying, keep on experimenting, believe in yourself. Don't follow someone else. Suppose, like I have seen this, that, if you see that your friends are participating in competitive coding, you just jump to that and see that, acha, someone succeeded, I should also do that. So no, that should not be the criteria. Explore your own strength, explore what you are good at. You'll definitely do something best out of it. So keep on experimenting, keep failing, keep learning, keep growing. That's it. And if you have any doubt, just reach out to me anytime you feel like with your questions. And I also write a lot of blog on resume, getting internship, getting job on Medium. So you can definitely check that out.
Yes, you have written on Medium, you have written on Quora, you also write blogs time to time. I keep following them.
Yeah, do read them. And if you have any query, anytime, just feel free to reach me out on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you feel comfortable, LinkedIn, anywhere. So yeah, all the best for your journey. And whatever you have thought of doing in your life, just go ahead with that. Believe in yourself. That's it.
Thank you, Dee. Thank you for that message. With that message, I would like to end today's meeting. And I hope there's no new comment. Someone is asking how to get into DRDO. Well, that was covered a few moments ago, but let me refresh this.
Yeah, I have also written a complete blog on this. So you can directly reach out to the scientist on LinkedIn, or in DRDO's official career page, or their page. They have the list of all the scientists working on whatever projects, on whatever department. And yeah, in DRDO, the best thing is that even computer science, mechanical, electrical, electronics, irrespective of your department, you can, go to DRDO for an internship. So reach out to the scientists, those who are working in your area of interest. And that's pretty much about applying. And then you'll have a short interview. And if you clear that, you'll definitely get the internship. I've written a complete blog on this on my Medium page. If you still have any query, reach out to me directly.
Desmita Mukherjee has written, "Thank you, Didi, for sharing such experiences. Your words are so motivating. Thank you, Komaldi."
Thank you so much, Devoshmita.
Okay, Didi. So I guess on that note, we can end this meeting now.
Yeah, thank you, Abhishek, for giving me this opportunity
Arre,
to share.
pleasure is ours, ma'am, for everybody.
I hope everyone reach whatever heights they have decided for themselves.
Thank you, Didi.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay.